Hello, everybody. This is the Sunday video for Math 100 for November 29th, 2020. Well, the month of November is almost over, and so is your semester. You have 2 more weeks to go. And by the way, I hope you've had a great Thanksgiving weekend and just ready to go for the next 2-week period. So what's happening? You have a project coming up and the final coming up. Your test number 3 is done, graded, and so you should be able to see your score online now. So let's see, I'm going to share my screen and I will show you what is coming up this week in Math 100. Okay, so this past week you took your test number 3, all right? And so this is where you are. You took your practice test. Of course, you did not have to turn in your practice test, but test 3 is done. And so the next big thing is the course project. Now, I asked all of you to tell me what your topic would be for this, because a part of your grading, the part of your points will be the fact that you contact me with your topic before, okay, well in advance of turning in your project. Remember the project, I describe it here. I also have a video to explain what your project will be. And remember, you have an essay part, written part, and a presentation part, okay? And I have explained this before, but for the presentation, you can videotape yourself talking about your topic, or you can show, like PowerPoint or Google Slides or something as you narrate in the background. So you do not have to show yourself on your video, although I would love to see you personally and trying to explain what your topic is. But make sure you do this on time. It is due on December 3rd. And when is December 3rd? It's this Thursday, okay? So it's a week after your Thanksgiving. And so if you have not contacted me or if you have not started on your presentation, this would be a great time to get started. This is not something you can do in a day or two, all right? I hope you will put a lot more time into this signature assignment for this course, all right? So make sure the project written part is worth 35 points and the presentation part is worth 50 points, a total of 15 points, a total of 50 points. And it is due this Thursday, okay? If you have any questions about how to do this, please contact me. And if you don't have a webcam, I can work out something individually with you. So, all right. Remember, by the way, the time limit and the page limit. Okay, I am not going to accept it if you have 10 pages on this. And if you have a 10-minute presentation, you will be penalized heavily, okay, because there is a time limit, which is much shorter than 10 minutes. Go ahead and look at the instructions for that. And also, I will be using, for each of you, I will be using a, the roster, not the roster, sorry. I'll be using the rubric that is specific for you, right? You have option 1, 2, or 3, and I'll be using that rubric for that option. So take a look at what you will be assessed on and make sure that you will do your project according to that rubric, all right, corresponding to your option. All right, so what else is happening? After that, you basically have 2 things. Lesson number 21. Now, this lesson is what I call half a lesson because you do not have a worksheet separate from the lecture notes. In fact, the lecture notes will be your worksheet 21, which you will not be doing online, but you will be submitting this. Basically, you'll be submitting your class notes after you watch this video. All right, and that's lesson 21. And then you have the final exam. As always, I have a practice final, which will look very similar to your final exam. I have provided the answer key, written form, as well as the video form. And then you will have your final exam, and that will be December 10th. And when is December 10th? It's Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday. And then you turn in show your work for the final. And that will be the last requirement for this course, which may as well be your very last mathematics course in your college career. Right? I know that many of you are taking this class because you are non-STEM students, and this is the only math course you need to pass. And I hope you will finish it well, okay? The study group is, of course, available. And and by the way, this project, you can do it yourself or you can do it with one other person taking this class in any of my 4 sections. So let me know if you want to work with somebody else. Some of you have already contacted me about doing your project with another person, and that's completely fine. Of course, you turn in one essay and one presentation for the both of you if you decide to do this with somebody else. All right, so utilize your study groups, and I have to tell you something about my office hours too, because I am having to I'm having to attend many meetings at the end of this semester. Okay, so for this week, my office hours will be Monday and Thursday, as always, and I will start at 1, but at 2 o'clock, I need to end because on Monday and Thursday, I am required to attend a special meeting for my committees and other things. All right, so my office hours this week will be Monday and Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m. only. Okay. Now, again, as always, if you need to contact me or if you want to talk with me, I can set up a Zoom session. All right. So please do not hesitate to contact me if you ever have any need to talk to me. All right. And that's about it. I hope you will do well. I'm looking forward to seeing your projects. And so I hope you will do well on that as well as on your final. Okay. Have a great week. I will talk to you later. Bye.